Welcome back to Nobody Asked for This podcast with Cali, May, and Saulyna. The other day, I really needed a hug. To be honest, I actually really wanted cuddles. And Lucy will not cuddle. She does not like being touched. I was getting really upset because I really needed some support. And I was like, Lucy, please come here. Please lay with me. And I was literally crying to her. And she was like, bitch, fuck you. Hell no. So what did I do? I went and grabbed this kitty and I set him right on my tummy. And he laid there. And I was like, thank you, Jack. Like, I needed this.
It's like I needed it too. He found like the perfect nook in her arm. I don't know. He just looks so cute.
He's perfect. Who was the person that made you discover what love was?
There was like a straight up moment where I freaking knew, and we were already saying I love you before that. It actually was like a moment where everything was going bad. Not gonna lie. When everything was going really good, it was the lust was on top, and it was kind of, oh my gosh, everything's perfect. Our relationship's perfect. He's so funny. Everything's going great. I love this. I love him. But then I didn't realize that was just, I like you a lot. And then it was a moment of adversity where it was something traumatic happened to me. I started noticing I needed him for certain things. There was no one else I wanted next to me when moments like these were happening. I know it's like corny, but it's your best friend is literally your spouse kind of thing. And I noticed there were just moments where I would even try to push him away. And it would come down to being like, I can't. I need him right here. I do not feel whole without him.
Do you feel this way in other relationships, or is this the love that you got with Cam?
Okay, so this is definitely a with Cam thing. Because I thought there's one other time that I think I was in love, but I don't know. I guess love can come in so many different shapes and forms because I do believe I've been in love for sure 2 times, and one's with Cam and one's with someone else, and they felt totally different. It just makes you question everything you think you know about it. The other dude I didn't even realize I loved until it was over. And I was like, wow, I really did love him. To this day, I still want the best for him. I don't even have him on anything anymore, to the point where it was like I kept reflecting on, I guess you could say I became obsessed for a second because I was like, I wonder what he's doing right now. I wonder what's going on right now kind of thing. But that love felt totally different from what I'm feeling now. And this one's so much easier.
So obviously you getting different perspectives of love wasn't something you tried to do.
No.
It's something that just happens because of the person that you're with. What do you think Cam did differently, I guess, to give you this love? Do you think the reason you feel this way is because you're a different person and you're wanting different things and he's giving you those things? Or do you think it's because the love that he offers just fits better with the love that you have?
Okay, so I would say more of the second one, but honestly, it's a little bit of both of what you just said. Coming into a relationship, I thought I knew what I wanted and what kind of love I wanted and how I wanted to be treated. But then I realized with just how he was treating me naturally, what he's giving me is perfect. This is what I want. And I guess that could be looked at as, well, are you saying that's what you want because that's what you're getting? But I think I went into the relationship thinking like, this is what it was supposed to be. Since this is what it's supposed to be, this is what I want. But I feel like people need to be loved and they need to give love in their specific way. And I know we try so hard as a society to be like, love means this, this, and this, but it means so many different things. And even not even just in this relationship, but even in different spots of our relationship. Like we've been together almost 4 years and we've had to change the way we loved each other almost every single year. And that could do with age, or it could do with different phases of our life, or different situations we've dealt with, or different things we've felt between each other and other people and our family and things too. So I think it's literally just going to always keep changing.
I like that you brought that up though, because that gives me hope as well. The one way that you feel about love doesn't have to be the only way you feel about it.
Yeah. And I feel as if it's going to change again. and you never even notice it until you're like, oh my God, something feels different, or you feel a little emptier for a second. But then one day you wake up and you're like, oh, wait, I feel so much better now. And now I realize like it's because we're doing this differently. And
I
I
don't know
no
if you've
longer
ever
want that.
I don't know if you've ever been through this, but it made me think of it from how you just worded that. What if your love perspective changes, but it's for the worse?
I think it can. I'm not speaking on my relationship in general, but that's why I've always believed that divorce is not always a bad thing. I know a lot of people look at it as in you get married to be with that person for the rest of your life, but it also comes down to if we're no longer loving each other in the way that we need to be loved, maybe I can't love him. Say he completely 3 years from now he completely changes what he wants and how he wants to receive love from me, and I physically as a person or emotionally as a person can't give that to him. Why would I make him stay with me if I can't love him the way he needs to be loved anymore?
So you think it's something that can be accepted, but also do you think it's something that can be worked on? Can love be worked on?
Yes, I think so. And what, do you not think so? Tell me what you think first. As someone who's not in a relationship or as a person who's been in multiple failed relationships, that that came off so bad. And I don't mean it like that. But like the relationships that obviously you were in relationships before and now you're not.
Yeah.
So do you think you should have freaking kept working on them until you couldn't? There were a couple relationships you worked on and they still didn't work out. Do you believe that it can't be fixed because of those relationships?
It's hard to talk about because I think how I look at love now is completely different than the love that I was getting.
Okay. I could see that because you're totally different. Yeah, your perspective, am a full-on witness to your perspective on love a couple years ago compared to where it's at now.
I guess we'll just talk about what my view used to be on love. I want to believe in love, but I don't think I do. I don't know what I believe in. I think the only reason I believe in love is because of the love that I know I have to offer. But I think the receiving portion is what's really hard for me to grasp or understand.
Like you don't know what it feels like to be loved,
Yes.
or you don't think you'd be able to tell if someone actually loved you.
Yes. I think it's because of being cheated on in every single relationship. I don't believe anyone, even if you are giving me your best, it normally is not
Good
the
enough for
best.
you.
Yeah, it's not good enough for me. But I feel like that's a lot of my life because I feel like I can always understand other people or like the person I'm in the relationship with, but they can never understand where I'm coming from. And I think that as the person that I am now, it just shows you that you can only understand of the depths that you've met with yourself. I don't know. Love is such a weird topic for me.
Yeah, because it's so freaking confusing and it's such a broad spectrum.
I will say I have been in love, but if that's love, that I don't
Like,
want.
why would you want that again? That's like what
Ew.
we just said earlier. There's different versions of love.
Yeah, so I think that love is the love that I was looking for or that I wanted in those moments. But now, like, I know the love that I want now. But I
And
think
and you haven't found that or someone able to match the love that you're looking for.
yeah, I
Yeah,
don't think it exists.
I do. I think there's a person for everybody.
There probably is, but shit, I'm not trying to wait my whole goddamn life.
Yeah, so we're gonna be 60 years old when it happens, which is fine. That would be
Which-
dope. But
I guess that's cool, but damn, for real? I really gotta wait that long?
I also think that your person isn't supposed to come yet. I'll bring up to Cam, like, I wish Cali was in a relationship sometimes. I'm always like, she 1,000% needs to be Cali right now, and that's it.
It's so weird because I have days of like I'm totally fine. Most of my days are I'm totally fine. But when I do have my down bad day, like when I do want to be cuddled, I'm
I
like,
don't think that
fuck.
makes that a bad day. Even just wording it like that, because you want affection and attention doesn't mean you're having a bad day. It means you're
No, but
being a freaking human.
I'm saying when I'm having a bad day, I want to be cuddled.
Oh, so you're saying, yeah, okay, I get that.
Like I want a companion to help me through my bad day.
That's why we get animals.
What, okay. Anywho, I don't know what I was saying.
You're just talking about how you don't think your kind of love exists or a person is able to give you the kind of love that you want.
It
But
is my
I think
time.
yours changes a lot too.
Facts.
Because some days you'll text me and you're like, I want this in a relationship. And then you could text me a week later and it's completely contradicting what you wanted last week. I'm not sitting here and allowing you to blame it on everyone else because you have to accept a little bit of ownership for it. But that's
I'm
also with you
up.
figuring out who you like your thing. Like you are trying to figure you out too.
He knew it was like a really big deal for me if I told you that I loved you. I don't use that word often. Whenever I was growing up in high school, I remember everyone would say, I would always say Illy, and everyone would be like, why can't you say I love you? And I'm like, I don't do that. And I remember I said, I love you to him in person. And I started bawling my eyes out. And he was just like, what the fuck? But this is what tripped me. I should have ended things then and there because that's literally as soon as we said that, he said, if you weren't going to tell me that you love me, I was about to break up with you. I should have broke up with him. Are you kidding? Like, why did I stay with him for 3 more years?
I don't know. But that's easy to reflect on and say, oh, I wish I would have done that now. But like in that moment, it's, yeah, that makes sense. I understand why you would have left.
No, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, 1,000% fuck him, but I don't even know why I just try to justify anything for him.
Actually, since we're bringing him up, I want to talk about him because I think that was probably my first relationship that I genuinely thought I was actually going to marry him. When I get in relationships, I'm all in. I don't know if this is just a me thing, but when I date, I assume I'm going to marry you. Do you not think like that?
I mean, now, but no, I wasn't. I was never like that before. But you've always been like that. You fall hard.
Yeah, like that's why.
Which is beautiful, actually.
Yeah, but it fucking sucks.
Yeah, it sucks for your little heart. Your heart's so big. But so I feel like that makes it like break so much easier.
I don't know what you just triggered in me. I was about to say, but I don't remember. I don't know. Okay, so bringing up, dude, me marrying. Okay, I was gonna say, anytime, like, I feel like this is why I didn't really date people in high school, is because I genuinely believed if I was dating you, then we were, like, supposed to get married. So that's why I just didn't date, because I was just like, no, I don't see myself marrying you, so I'm not even gonna let you label me as your girlfriend.
Okay. See, I never thought like that, which I get because there are genuinely so many people I've seen who think like that. They're like, what's the point of us being in a relationship? Because you get in a relationship for marriage. You get into a relationship because you see a future with them. But to me, I'm like, a boyfriend is a boyfriend.
I feel like I probably should feel like that. Because if I felt like that, I probably could get in a relationship.
No, I don't know. I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do this. It's just built on who you are as a person. Like, I don't think you should try to like adjust the way you're thinking because there could be a freaking guy or girl that is thinking the same way you are. And you guys are supposed to be like, you're meant for each other because you're both thinking that way. You're going to get together and you guys are going to get married tomorrow because you're going to be so freaking in love with each other. But your last relationship, I was thinking that's what that was going to be.
Ew. I didn't like him at all.
I liked you guys together a lot. You guys just reminded me so much of each other, which I guess could end up being like.
Which one are you talking about?
Utah.
Oh, that's not my last relationship.
Oh, who would be your last one?
Montana guy.
Oh, no, I'm thinking about Utah guy. I wanted you
Okay.
guys to be together forever.
I absolutely love him so much. Still to
I
this
keep
day.
forgetting about Montana guy.
Yeah, because he's so irrelevant. I didn't like him at all. You know what's funny is I literally told him. See, this is like where the bitch comes out of me. Because I told him, just to let you know, this is so funny because I'm basically contradicting myself. I remember telling him, I don't see a future with you, but I'm having fun right now.
And what did he say about that?
Damn, really?
See, and that's so hard because it's like you should have every right to say that, but it's also like that fucking sucks to receive.
Yeah, but it was fine because we stayed together for 6 more months after that and moved to a different state together.
And had a lot of fun until it was
shit
an
blew up after
explosion.
that. Yeah, shit blew up. I thought it was funny because he did want to date, and I was like, no, I don't see a future with you. So
I remember this.
You don't even get to label me as your girlfriend.
And I was a lot more present for this relationship than I was the guy I'm in love with, that you're in love with.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're both in love with your guy. I like remember these little parts, but let's rewind because I want to go back to Utah the guy just because I'm like, you just said, oh my God, I'm so fucking in love with him, but you're not doing anything about it. So now I need you to.
He has a girlfriend.
I know, but it's like, what?
He has a girlfriend, the girl he told me not to worry about. Let's talk about that. Literally all the guys that I've been with, they're all with the girls that I wasn't supposed to worry about, so.
Damn. This kind of goes back into the thing that we talked about, there being that girl that the guy who's, you're the girl before the girl.
Yeah, that's 100% me.
And it's actually a thing on social media too. There's so many girls who are there and it seems like they're there to help the guy and shape the guide so that he can be molded for the next girl to come. And but where's that leave you? It's like Bob the fucking Builder. And then what? You don't get anything. Who's building your perfect guy?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just feel so alone in my journey.
I don't know. It's just so hard because our experiences are so different. So I would love to contribute and try and give you insight on that, but I can't on a situation I know nothing about.
I feel like you have absolutely no ruined relationships.
No, but that's because there's one that was real bad, which is the guy I thought I was in love with, my other love. That's because I was the ruinee. Like I was the guy in the relationship, I guess. And I was just so hard. Like my heart was like, you love hard, so you get hurt bad. And I don't love as hard as you, nearly as hard as you. So when a relationship ends, I'm like, okay. Like I felt nothing from that. Ugh. So I'm going to rewind to your first actual real relationship because I need clarification on this because it took me, I'm not even going to say it took me because I still don't understand, but I had no idea what you saw in him to get you like that stuck on him. Like even the day I met him, first of all, he turned you into someone I didn't even know anymore, which I just assumed because he's college boy and you're college Cali that it was just like, oh, this is who she is in college. But even when you guys got out of a relationship, I was like, oh my God, my friend's back. Thank God.
The day that I started with this man, he changed me. I don't know what I saw in him. I literally cannot tell you one good thing about him, like to this fucking day. And I don't know what it was about him, but it for real did change me. It was at the point where I was starting to wait for the good days, but there weren't anymore.
Yeah, which signals the end of a relationship. But like, even when there were good days, what was good about him in those good days?
I don't know what was fucking wrong with me.
Because if you tell me, and I know it's automatic reaction to run to your friends when things are bad. It's like, oh, things are bad. Like, please let me know. And because I do that a lot too. Like there's a phase where people just think even my current spouse is just so awful because I only run to my girls when I need help from a situation and I'm not texting them the same thing. Oh my God, listen to how great he was today. Listen to what he did to me today. So I guess to me, like all of you, that relationship with college boy looks bad. So I just wanted a little more, I guess you just said you can't even think of anything good right now.
No, because there absolutely was nothing that he served me. He had absolutely no purpose being in my life for that long. I don't know why I fucking kept him around. I want to stab myself daily because of it.
Let's not
Sucks.
do that. Let's look at it as a learning. He was put in your life so you could learn some things, learn what you hated and what you shouldn't be around and what no longer serves you. Because if you think
I
about it, as soon as you guys got out of that, it was like, all right, you got into your whole, like, you stopped, like, you weren't crazy anymore. Like, you were like, okay, introduction to working on me.
No, like for real. I seriously don't know what it was. Like I don't know if it was maybe just my time to get a relationship and it was here's everything you don't want for 3 years. And then I didn't know I didn't want it. I didn't know it could be better. I thought this is how every
Okay, I
relationship was
think
like.
that's a good way to word that.
Genuinely, every relationship in college was like that. All my roommates were in the same boat. So, since we're all surrounded with these pieces of shit that we think are going to propose to us on graduation day, and we're all dealing with the same shit, of course, we're all like, oh, it's fine. It happens to us. But it's not fine, girlies.
No.
That shit should not be
And the
happening.
earliest you can learn that, the better.
Yeah, but that shit's hard because you just don't want to believe that your partner's bad. I don't know. Like, I feel like I genuinely just didn't know that there was better. And you know how people are always like, Callie, you deserve better. Okay, I don't know what better is.
Yeah. And
Like,
better, and they're better. Because who knows? He could be someone's better right now.
oh, yeah, 100%. And I would hope that he's a different kind of person. I think that, long story short, I didn't know that it could be better. And also, I don't think I thought I deserved better.
Yeah. And I do like want to hop onto kind of where you're going with that because I do think it's very important. And you got to the point where you were like, I cannot continue in this relationship anymore. And you got to the point where I know you said you didn't think you deserved better, so you were settling, but you did get to a point where it was like, I cannot find my own happiness in this relationship anymore, and I can't find who I need to be in this relationship anymore. So I think you need to forgive yourself for the way you're talking about yourself right now. And I do applaud you for not rushing into another relationship after that because not only is forgiving yourself for that relationship and putting yourself through something like that important, but it's also important to like slowly get back into other relationships. Because I know a lot of girls who come out of similar situations like yours, and their solution to it is just to hop into another relationship thinking it's going to be better. And you're not doing that. Whereas it's
No,
like you do want a relationship some days. I think it's so cool that you're finding a relationship with yourself before you jump into another one.
I
Whether you
hate
look at
girls.
that from being outside of, whether you're like taking not being in a new relationship as, well, I don't want to be in a relationship because that shit was fucking awful. I think it's going to work out better for you in the end.
I hate people that get into relationships ASAP after a relationship. I think it's stupid as fuck.
But some people are boring codependent.
Yeah, and that's their fucking problem.
Kinda. To a certain extent, yeah. But I do believe there's like a something that in their past life or even in their current one that makes them need somewhere else or they straight up can't function on their own brain.
I think if you can't be by yourself, I think if you've never been singly, is that a word?
Singly,
Singular,
singly,
singular,
just say
singular.
single.
Yeah, but that won't sound right in the tense.
If you've never been
Single happy. If you've never been happy single before,
ha- have you never gone happy on
happily
your own?
single. It's happily
Okay.
single. If you've never been happily single, then I
Then
don't
you're
think you
not going
should
to
be
be
in a
happy in a
relationship.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I agree with that for a lot too. But I've honestly, I love being single. I always say that. I loved being single until I got into this relationship. So I guess I 1,000% can see where you're coming from because I was happy single. And then I got in
See,
a
I
relationship
don't
and I was like, wow, I can't be happier.
no, I don't think you do though, because people always say I enjoyed being single, but you weren't single. You were still getting fucked
But
and
that was
going
for
on
me. It wasn't
dates.
because I didn't, but I'm still single doing that. That I was doing that stuff because that's what I wanted to do. I don't think pleasure and I think being single can be whether like you're taking being single as in being completely by yourself and alone. And I don't see that at all.
Yeah, like I think this is just when it shows like how different people think, because I truly think everyone needs to be fucking alone, but
And
no
I don't
one
think
does.
anyone in this world should be alone. Like you
Yeah,
legit were born into this world to be with another person.
that better not be my purpose.
Yeah. And it's just the human makeup in general. Like science can't fight it, religion can't fight it. Like you're always going to be with someone else.
I hate talking about this stuff because I can feel it turning me in to the person I used to be
Like
and not the
angry and
yeah.
raging about it. Yeah, cuz I am too. I got so angry like even when girls are like I'm independent, like I don't need anyone in my life kind of thing. I hate people like that, but it's also maybe because my spouse I know makes my life better and just like even or growing up Baptist in general and in the church, I know Adam and Eve were made to be together. So I take that into regular life too.
I think I'm just scared of love because I somewhat do believe that I actually am never going to find my person.
Yeah.
And I
That's
think
scary.
the scary part is never fulfilling the feeling of love.
And that just that comes off of where you never got to experience it yet, too. But it's
I
also like you see a lot of relationships that are just so bad around you as well. They're like, oh my
ev-
God, we're so in love. But and then it's like you look at that relationship and you're like, if that's what being in love is, I don't want that.
there's not a single relationship that I know of today that I think is a healthy relationship.
But
Literally
that's because it's like your side of it. It's everyone's relationship is made for them. Their people are made for them. So that relationship they're in is what they want.
is,
And
but
it's just not what you want, but that makes sense because it's not your relationship. And you're not understanding every single aspect of their relationship.
I'm talking about every single relationship that I know right now that is in a relationship has cheated on one another. And I do not fucking stand by that. And
Yeah.
that's why it makes me even more mad, because literally every single relationship that I know, including married people, have cheated on one another. And it makes me think maybe cheating is the fucking norm. Me
Normalized at this
fucking
point.
Yes, and it makes me fucking boiled because that is the norm for me. I have been cheated on my entire life,
I
and
feel
I
like
don't
that's the
want to
norm
be.
in this, not even just for you. I think that's like the norm in like this whole freaking world in general. Even like just relationships. It's just like cheating and I don't know, betrayal or just such huge things in this world that we're in right now. And it freaking sucks.
And I think that's another reason why I just don't believe in love, because every relationship that I know, someone has cheated on someone. And to
Yeah.
me, that is not love.
Yeah. But that's how you look at it. That's literally like why it's so hard to talk about because everyone's situation is so different.
It gets me so boiled. I hate talking about this stuff, and I know it's because I don't have any good experiences to put towards it. So obviously, my outlook on it is so negative.
Yeah. And the way it's coming off of you, you just seem so angry and bitter and miserable.
Because I literally am. I don't want a relationship. I don't want love. Because I can literally look at most guys and be like, you're disgusting now. Like, I don't even think about dating, especially with the people that do try to talk to me. I'm like, literally, shut up. Don't even text me.
Yeah, but that's what you said. Like nobody's bringing to the table what you need.
No, that's why I'm also just, I think I'm probably the problem.
Yeah, but you're working on fixing that.
Maybe I should stay a problem.
then you're still just going to sound miserable and unhappy. Like, how are you going to fix how you're feeling right now?
I feel like I can't fix it unless someone else fixes it. Like, I think the only way to be fixed is to be loved properly.
Yeah. Yeah, me
Like,
too.
like
That's the one thing I will agree on with you in the last 20 minutes.
I don't think I can fix the outlook that I have on love because it needs to be fixed by someone else. I don't know. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, like
But I get we started the conversation out with saying that you need to fix yourself in order to be fixed for someone else. But you're literally saying that you need you in your life in a different form of somebody else. It's like how we said, you're fixing all these guys for their person. We need someone to come in and just contribute to you help yourself.
I need someone to change the outlook on love for me. I need to understand what love is. I need to feel love, but I don't think I can give myself the proper form of those for me to understand like the male dominance of it.
Yeah. Because even when I think about you in a relationship, I try to compare it to what you need. And I'm like, literally, if we could just like shrink your dad and make him into a 25-year-old adventure freaking hiking man, I think that would be perfect for you.
I literally love my dad so much. I tell people all the
But
time if I would marry my dad.
then there's also things that I'm sure you could find about your dad, or even that he can't share with you as a daughter, that you would be like, oh no, I don't want that either.
Yeah, 100%. But you're going to have that in anyone. Like, you're not going to love everything about your boyfriend. You have to make, what's it called?
Sacrifices.
I guess. Like, you got to meet in the middle somewhere. I know you're not going to be perfect.
Yeah. And that's where it comes down to. I know a lot of people are, oh, well, there's sacrifices in a relationship. There's some things you're just going to have to put up with in a relationship. But it's also knowing the extent of those sacrifices too. When it comes down to sacrificing things, I know some of our things, I'm like, oh my God, he's chews with his mouth open. He does this. I hate the way he handles this. He shuts his feelings off. But some girls will be like, oh, I'm sacrificing this. And that's a huge thing that cannot be sacrificed in a relationship.
Yeah, I think that's what I was talking about earlier, how I was accepting everything. And it's no, you actually should not be getting hit. You should not be getting told that you're ugly or fat. You should not be letting them hang out with your best friend alone. They should not be allowed to sleep with your best friend and tell you they didn't mean to. They should not be able to get drunk and do whatever the fuck they want to do with another girl or boy.
Yeah, like at the end of the day, we're saying there's some things you can put up with in a relationship, but there's some things you got to draw the line at. And it comes down to the ultimate respect of another person. How do you get through someone's head who's just like, I know I should care about that, but I want him in my life so bad?
That's what my problem was, is I was willing to, because I wanted him so bad. I was letting him do whatever he wanted to me. I was just like, he's mine. This is what I have to do to stay in a relationship, that I'm going to do it.
That's so crazy to me.
Because you don't know that there's something better out there. You don't know. You don't know that's not what a relationship is supposed to be.
Or even if you subconsciously know, like you're like, this cannot be it. There has to be something else out there. It's kind of like, well, I haven't experienced it, or will I ever even get a chance to experience it? So I might as well take the best I got, which is this right now.
I think the first thing that I realized why I was so fucked up, I remember talking about him to my friends. I would lie. Like, I would make him sound so much better
than what he was.
Once you tell yourself that so many times, you believe it. So you don't even remember what he was doing, because you already made this other version of.
That's your story that you created. So that's the story you're telling yourself and everyone around you.
Yeah, like this version is the version I fell in love with and that I love so much. But really, the version that I actually have I couldn't seem to understand.
Yeah. And
Like,
I think that's actually like a therapy session because I've caught myself doing the same thing, but in the opposite way. There's a point where I don't react to things that I should, or I overreact to things that I shouldn't. And it gets to the point where I'm feeling super strong about such a small situation that I turn that situation into something that it actually wasn't. So when I reflect on it before, or even I'll journal a situation that, and in my journal it says this happened, to make it seem so much worse, to make my anger or jealousy seem justified. And I forget that that's not even what happened. Like when I actually do that reflection and I look back, I'm like, bro, chill out, because that's literally not what happened at all. And I hate that. And you're doing the same thing, but in the opposite way. I'm doing it as in to make justifications for myself, and you're doing it as in to make justifications for somebody else.
I know it's a me problem because I have been focusing on is stop giving so much to others. Stop giving myself to them, but also stop letting them get away with everything. I don't need to be dealing with their actions when I don't need to be dealing with them in general.
Okay, so you're reminding me of what you said earlier. We just had our disagreement about like how single life looks. And to you, you said single life was completely by yourself without giving them like anything. And that's because you, when you're in a relationship, you give it all. Or when you're talking to a dude, you give it all. And then I said, well, I can still be single and still give something, but that's because I'm able to like have a, I guess, limit on how much I'm giving. So that's why when you're single, you need to be all the way single, and I'm single, I don't. Because I'm not
I
giving them everything and you're giving them everything. And you do that even in friendships.
I if you're in my life, you have absolutely all of me.
Yeah. And
I go
I'm able to put a
110%.
limit on how much I give people. I have people, I'm good at realizing I have people for certain things in my life. And it sucks to an extent because I'm like, wow, this person could probably be very beneficial to me if I would give my all to them. But I don't allow myself to ever do that, which is like bad and good. I guess it could be a protection mechanism for me, but I would love to have a little bit more of you in me. I guess it comes down to finding the balance.
During this talk, it shows you how much of the old me just got brought out on these subjects.
Which we knew was going to happen, which is why we're here.
The way that I view love now, though, is so different compared to getting cheated on batshit crazy toxic Cali.
Yeah, but in these topics as well, I thought you changed a lot more, but I still see like you still that Cali too.
I feel like once you bring up something or once I bring up something that resonates with the old Cali, it seriously just
Because it's still in there.
it
You're trying
literally
to
pulls
change
me
it,
back.
but like it that at that point it's a part of you. And
Like,
whereas you're trying to transform it into something else because you think that something else will be better for you, it's still so deeply embedded into you because you felt that way for so long and so passionately about it too.
I can feel and recognize the switch, even just the tone in my voice. I can literally feel the difference.
I know, because there's low key like a part where it kind of sounded like we were about to start arguing. My voice got deeper and I was getting pissed off and you were getting pissed off. And I know if it wasn't you and I, because our energies feed off of each other, first of all, our bad days line up a lot because even when we're doing our audio chats, we can notice when the other person is feeling off and we're off because of that, which I don't know if it's bad or good. We might just be like a little too deeply connected. I think that helped us in this situation because if you were anyone else, like everything you just said, I probably would have raged and I would have been ready to come at you so meanly and so harshly. And I know you would have too.
I agree, but I also think everything that I'm saying, I don't even think is an opinion. I think it's more so what I've learned through what I've been through because it's going to change and it will change and I need it to change. But this is just how I still feel because of the relationships that I've been in.
So where are you going now? What is the next step in this process for you? I know you're saying obviously we don't want a relationship yet, but it's also you want to constantly not believe that love can happen for you.
I think I am scared of failure. And I think I really just need to work on this huge cloud that's over me of what I need and what I want from a partner are actually different.
But that's where it comes where you might not even freaking notice that until you get that partner. Because that's what I was saying. I was like, I went into this relationship thinking like this is what I wanted, and it's not what I needed.
I still want to work on myself. Like, literally, I need 5 more years. The reason why I don't see myself with anyone in 5 more years is because right now I am in my selfish era, as in like my healing, like I'm getting better. But once I am at my best, I want to have my selfish era as I can just be me in that era.
Be
I can stop working on myself. Like I can actually just enjoy who I am.
by yourself at that moment. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you're ever going to get to that point. If you take it that way, you're going to be constantly healing until you're freaking dead. I don't think there's going to become a pivotal point where you're like, okay, I feel so much better about everything.
I think there is because I met the version of me that I absolutely loved. It was for a month and I want her back. I don't know what the fuck I did or got rid
But you have
of.
to be realistic about it. Can you have that person all the time? And it's easy to say, yeah, I think I can, but you can't.
I think I can. I wouldn't say all the time like a daily thing, but I think it could definitely be a version that's presented.
Okay.
You have your bad days, you have your good days, but I want that version to be me on my good days.
But I think once you're at that version for so long, you're going to be like, okay, but now I'm ready to be this different version. Then you're doing this process all over again. At the end of the day, we're never going to be satisfied, even if we have everything we thought we wanted.
But that's how I feel in a relationship. Do you not feel that way?
Like
do
you feel like
that way?
there's times where I want more out of this relationship.
Yeah, that you're not
Oh,
getting and
yeah.
that you can't get.
Yes.
I think my big problem is just always questioning and wondering what if, because I do that every single day. And I would do that in a relationship too, is what if there is better?
It's hard because people do that in every aspect of everything in their life. Like they get their dream car and they're like, wait, this car could be better. Or they get their dream house or this could be better. So it's, I don't know, that's hard. That's a question that's never going to be freaking answered. You're going to be questioning that in every single freaking thing.
I feel like that's kind of how I am.
I'm thinking about that in a negative way, but it's also that could be your drive to do better as well. Some people don't have that, and it's kind of where are they going? They're plateauing and they're not getting any better because they're not asking, well, what if I did this differently? Then I could have this thing that's so much better.
That's always a problem that is brought up when I am in the relationships is I always feel like I'm doing so much and it's never enough for you. That's what they say to me.
Yeah.
But you are giving me your best, but it isn't the best for me.
Yeah. They're saying that I'm giving you everything I can and you're still not happy.
Yeah, literally. Like I always get that. And I don't know if that's because I have high standards, which doesn't make sense considering I didn't have high standards in those relationships, or if just what they're giving me is their best. But just because that's their best doesn't mean that it has to be my best.
Yeah.
Like our criteria can mean different things and that's okay. But I don't have to accept it. And I think that's something that people maybe need to talk about because I think everyone just thinks you have to accept it.
I feel like that comes down to if you find yourself wanting and needing this thing so badly all the time, your entire relationship or most of your relationship. Because there's some things I'm like, I could say today, I want this in my relationship. And not like next week, I'm like, what? No, I don't.
Yeah, I'm always second guessing myself. Literally always. So I think that 100% bites me in the butt too for when I'm in a relationship.
Yeah. So how can you work on that outside of relationship?
stop doubting myself, like in my own choices that I make.
Yeah. It comes down to having greater confidence within yourself and your decisions,
Hmm.
which is hard.
Having confidence in general is hard.
We just got to fake it until it's real.
No, but I believe in that. I do.
And faking it,
Yeah.
that's legit what I'm saying, because I've witnessed so many things that I did do that in that situation, and people were like, wow, I would have never done that. I'm surprised you did that. And inside of me, I had straight up anxiety when doing it, but I straight up thought what I wanted to say, and I just had the balls to say it. That's really not how I felt or what I would have actually done in the situation, but I'm going to pretend that I would. So now people
Yeah.
think that's freaking me. And it's kind of like comes down to just creating the person you want to be. Like, how would the Saulyna I want to be react in this situation? What would the Saulyna I want to be say in this situation?
I like that. I like how you put that. I think with this conversation at this point, I don't want to contribute to it anymore. I feel like it's hard to explain because I think when we bring up my past, it just triggers me so much to when I talk about it, it's not actually how I feel presently.
In this
It's about,
moment.
yeah, it's about how I was feeling. And it gets me so erupted because I never got the comfort that I should have out of anything, like the closure. And I think that's why anytime it gets brought up, I'm ready to just outburst because I think I'm still looking for someone, I guess, to give me a closure, a pinpoint on everything.
But who are you looking for to do that?
I think it's more so like for when I actually get in a successful relationship.
Okay.
Like, I think seeing success is what would put an end to all of it. Or just because I feel like time to heal is just not a thing.
A thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Realistically, no one is ever going to be fully healed in any
Yeah.
aspects of their life. Even if they get into that happy relationship, they're going to be dealing with things in that relationship, even that dealt with because of the person they were with before this relationship. So, yeah, it sucks and sometimes it's unfair, but realistically, it's going to happen.
I still do not know what I want. And I still do not know what I had because, in all honesty, it's blacked the fuck out.
Yeah. And this is why we have this moment. We have NAFT. We're here so you can talk. And because honestly, it would come down to you avoiding it for the rest of your life and then never
Yeah.
dealing with it. And now you just have these emotions all the time bottled up because you were like, well, I threw them away. I don't have to deal with them anymore. So I know it's hard because right now they're coming out and we can see it reflecting on you literally physically as we're looking at you, and emotionally, the tone of your voice, your body language, everything. Like, this episode drained you because it took you on a whole different extreme.
I don't know what it is, dude. I don't know what my problem is. But yeah, I just don't think I can contribute to this talk anymore.
That's fine. So let's wrap it up. We'll come back to it hopefully another time. But obviously, I don't want you to keep going if you're not in the emotional state to do so. We're not here to freaking wring you out like a rag until like you're ripped. Okay.
Mhm.
So let's visit this whenever you're ready. I think we actually got a lot of both of our opinions in today's episode. So thanks. And next week, we'll try to be a little bit more uplifting and follow us on all our social medias. Thank you guys for listening. Send Cali all the love and the hugs and the virtual cuddles, please. We love you guys. See ya.